10.
Hi everyone, this is The Game Plan, the Monday after Utamaduni Day. I hope you had a great Utamaduni Day, by the way. On a weekend where Arsenal did not drop points, France won the Nations League, Mercedes messed up their tactics in Formula One, and Tyson Fury showed you who is boss. And by the way, Tyson Fury have given men the world over reasons not to get a six-pack.
Exactly.
How dare he do that?
Kitambi forever.
I thought it was loud and proud, eh?
Congratulations are in order to Mara Sugar. They won the Division 1 league and they will be promoted to the Betika National Super League next season. So congratulations to them. But of course, we have serious business today, which is the business of Harambee Stars.
And internationals.
And
international football.
And international football in general.
Also international sometimes.
Guys, Harambee Stars, there's a question I'm asking on Twitter. It's 4 games into the World Cup qualifiers and Harambee Stars are yet to register a win. What are the problems? What are the solutions? Respond to us using hashtag The Game Plan and we'll read out some of your tweets throughout the show. But we have standing by to speak to us, the president of Football Kenya Federation, Nick Mwendwa, to tell us more about what's happening, Nick, because we are lost. Nick, how are you doing? Welcome to The Game Plan.
Thank you, Radul. I'm doing well. I hope
Nick,
you can hear me properly.
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately, we can hear you properly, yes.
Unfortunately.
Nick, I will start by asking you the same question I'm asking on Twitter. 4 games into our World Cup qualifiers. We've played Uganda at home, Rwanda away, Mali home and away, and yet to register a win, and things seem to be going from bad to worse. What's the problem?
So, Radul, we had a plan. We started to plan this Qatar qualification some time back. And we had agreed to have a local coach. Along the way, we agreed with the coach that there was a problem, some confidential issues that I can't talk about, and we agreed to mutually find another coach. That was not the plan, obviously. In between, the plan was always to go to the end and try to qualify with the same set of people behind the team. So we had to change, and so we had to look very carefully how to change and what to do. Unfortunately, those things that happen in football, we went away to Mali. I would say that very good preparations, but conceded 5 goals in the first 4 goals in the first half. And that obviously made it very tough. We came back and playing within 3 days against a team that has beaten you 5 is normally very tough. But yesterday we really played very well. We couldn't finish obviously our chances and lost 1-0. So that leaves us at not a very good place. But I wanted to say this, so I can give it, maybe then you can ask further questions. Is that one, Radul, is that we have been plagued with troubles around coaches way before I got here. We have paid one coach 110 million because of just decisions that were not made properly before. And we had to go to our money around FIFA for grassroots to divert it to pay this coach. So we learned that lesson and said, never again are we going to have this kind of bad decisions that caused us to do that. We had another coach, obviously, in transition that also cost us about 55 million. And therefore, whenever we were hiring a coach, we are very careful never to plunge Kenya again in this kind of situation. So when we agreed with a local coach was always the best way to handle our team with somebody who knows the local situation and somebody who could go. Unfortunately, we could not continue. Obviously, for reasons that I've said to you, I couldn't say because this is our instructor, and we agreed that it's best that we keep things confidential on his side and our side as well. Then we had to find a fitting coach, and everybody is asking, why did you find a coach and give them 2 months and this kind of things? Why not hire a permanent coach, long-term coach? Now, one is that a permanent long-term coach was going to be about 2 years. and it was going to cost us quite a lot of money. Now, looking at where we were going to plunge ourselves again in a situation where if we needed to make a change, then we were going to be looking at $1 million kind of cost again on such a coach. It was not acceptable for us. So we found a coach who's a top coach. Coaching in Europe, was available to handle for us 4 matches. Agreed that it was possible to look at it. And
Nick, can I just
obviously my
stop you
feeling
there,
is that
please?
for the first
Okay.
Nick,
Question time.
I have my reservations about whether Engin was a top coach or not. He had been in charge of Moldova, 11 games, he had lost 9. How is that a top coach? And if we're going to only bring a coach in for 2 months, then wouldn't the logical thing to do to get another local coach? We have the likes of Matano, of Zico, of Okumbi himself, somebody who can just stop the gap for 2 months, someone who already knows the team, knows the players, knows the system.
Good question. One is that if you look at Moldova, I can tell you, Radul, they don't have half the talent we have.
Exactly.
They went to Parc des Princes and they went to France and played 2-1 against a top France. They went to Denmark and drew. They went to top sides. They don't even have half the talent we have. So we can debate about top coach or not top coach, Radul, as you said, for a long time. So we were in a situation where we had a local coach. The best that we found was a winner before and who had been there before. We felt that we have given 3 local coaches the chance to do this, and we didn't succeed in many ways. So we looked at it and said, we need to find a coach at a high level who can do this in a short-term manner. Always, Radul, we always wanted to have a long-term coach. Never in my office did I hire a coach before to be there for a short term. But for the first time, we said, look, guys, it's World Cup qualifiers. We've been making mistakes bringing coaches. And when we think we're going to make the strides, we never do. Let's bring somebody who, after 4 matches, we can review what they've done and make a decision based on that. That's one. 2, as you know, Radul, we changed our team drastically. You know, we changed to have a new guard. And yesterday, the team that played was 23 and a half years of age. And so we decided we're not going to lose everything. If we're going to lose qualifying for Qatar, then we will not lose building our team again, because the future is on how many players we're going to bring to.
If you're going to build, and the issue of cost of coaches, because my following of football in Kenya, Fabish in 1986-87, I believe was like a grant from Germany for the Harambee Stars. Have we looked for partners like that? Have we looked for JICA? Have we looked for GTZ? Have we looked for the DFID from the UK? If we're talking about a cost of a coach, if we want top-notch coaches...
And top-notch results.
Let's stop talking about hiring. Why do we have to hire? Let's create partnerships with our partners.
And avoid mercenaries.
Okay, pause there. I will tell you this. We have done our homework deep in this. We went to GIZ.
Yeah.
That was 2-3 years ago. And the kind of coaches they were proposing to us have been here before. And we knew their track record and we knew they couldn't do this. Every time you go to those guys, what they do, they look at their database, and the guys who are not any top, who have been the ones not having work and in the periphery who they want to find work, is what they give you. So we were not going to do that.
At that point,
we're not going to do that at all.
But Nick, we've not done any better. I believe we're on our 7th coach since you took office I think it was 5-6 years ago. We're on our 7th coach. We've had the international coaches. We've had the Miniers, the Paul Puts. I've even lost all their names.
Yeah.
We've had this and done nothing. No. What is the coaching issue? Why can't we hold on to a coach?
Are we bad? Can I ask a question simply? Are we bad at choosing coaches? Are we really bad?
No, we're not. Let me tell you guys why we're not. And this is important to understand.
Okay.
Even if you bring Mourinho, even if you bring Arteta, and you're an Arsenal fan, you begin to talk about Arsenal over here. Even if you bring Arteta here, even if you bring Mourinho here, the work that needs to be done is that we need to bring the talent to the table. For you to win, you need quality players. So let's say, for example, Ken, we talked about the results we had. Let's look at Mali, for example. And I'm asking you guys as Kenyans, we want Kenya to win, and I'm working every day to make Kenya win. Are we better than Mali? The answer is no, we are not. And why? Because we never brought out our players to that level. We don't
What's
have
the strategy?
So Nick, you're saying we don't have. So Nick, you're saying we don't have the talent in this country. You're saying we don't have talented footballers in this country.
Let me finish. So what we need to do and what we have been doing is that we have built coaches at the lowest level, where we are building the talent that is going to come tomorrow. We had Page here. He came in 2019. He selected a team for under 17. Those kids, they were 23. 16 of them have found their way to Premier League clubs. We need to do that every year. We need to go to 14-year-olds. And then now, as we speak, for the first time, we're doing our first CAF B. Because let me tell you guys, you can talk about today as much as you want. But if we do not build the fabric...
But Nick, are we doing that? Are we doing that? Are we developing?
Yes.
Because the standards of our football just seem to be going down every day.
So the game plan, no, our football is not going down. Because Harambee Stars loses, then you guys sit in the studio and say it's going bad. Of course, it's about...
Nick, you just said we don't have the players.
Then you said we had the players. Now we're changing.
Let me ask you guys a question. You guys know football.
Yes.
You know Musa Jinepo.
Yes.
Do we have a player like Musa Jinepo?
No, we have to build that.
Do we have a player like that player?
We will find
exactly.
them.
Now you come to my point.
And
That's the point. So what are we doing? What are we doing to build that player? We have 25 coaches today having for the first time in Kenya, 4 months training. 4 months for the first time. We train coaches for 3 weeks, 2 weeks. For the first time, our CAF B is 4 months. They are attached in clubs. We are doing that. Why? So that we can send them back to the grassroots. They can find out Amusa Jinepo. They can find us Abisuma. Then we can ship these kids out. Then we can give them exposure. Let me tell you, there's no shortcut. We can win one game. You know, we played Ghana.
Okay, just on one question. Can I ask a question, Nick?
Guys, we only have 2 minutes left, huh?
Yeah, Nick, can I ask a question? You've been talking about we need to build over time. At one point, you're saying we're in a good space, but we have to fix a problem quickly. Short term, then long term. Short term, then long term. Let's just get it very clear. I don't know. Do we have a sense of accountability? Why don't we sit down?
Governance?
Where's the governance? Why don't we respond and tell people exactly what the plan is?
This is the plan.
Where is the plan?
This is the strategic
Where is the plan?
So stop, because we have 2 minutes, so I can tell you the plan.
What's the plan?
The plan has always been solid. When you sit in studio and look at a 5-0, of course, you won't see any plan. So let me tell you what
tell us the plan.
What's the plan?
We have been training. We've been training coaches now, 4,000 of them. We've been training referees now, so many of them. We have a youth league already that's already started. We are sending these coaches now in CAF B back to where they come from, to go and find the talent for us. As we do that, we are saying at the top where we are sieving to select the best we are, while we make sure we don't plunge the country and the federation into what has happened before. That is the plan. Once we do that, it's a long-term plan. It's never short. Why? We can win one game like we won maybe against Ghana. We can win 2 matches. But are we going to win again and again and again? The way to win again and again and again is to make the kids, are we doing it? Yes, we are doing it. So that's the plan.
But Nick, if the plan was never to get to, because based on what you're saying is it was a tall order to get to the World Cup. That's basically what you're saying, that we're building for the next generation. Then why did we get a coach for 2 months? Maybe after Ghost left, and we still don't know the real reason why he left, maybe after Ghost left, that's when you should have said, you know what, guys, let's use the rest of the qualifiers as training of the next generation. As we focus on, what's the World Cup after Qatar?
Kenyans.
The next World Cup.
Yeah.
So we're not even wasting these 2 months with a new coach that's going to cost us.
Let's just get a local coach and
we're beginning the next phase of Harambee Stars. Let's finish bottom, but let's use this as training as we build over the next 4 years.
And buy a coach for more than
because we seem to be patching and building. Which is it?
Patchwork never works.
No, we are not. So let me tell you something. If you are second in your group and you have 2 points, and the number one has 4 points, the logical thing is to see how best you can do. Sometimes, most of the time in football, you can qualify, and then you can still continue to build.
Yes,
and our
you believe in miracles.
yes, we have 2 points. Wait, you asked a question, so let me finish. You have 2 points. Mali has 4 points. The right way is to say, what is the right way to try and do well in this group? Knowing very well, obviously, it is tough. You cannot, in football, when and I keep referring to your team, when you're playing against Chelsea, you know they're stronger than you, but you go to the pitch and you can beat them on that day. and you can be high at the table. You
But
don't
the
say, I
systems
will
and
compete
governance
today
at
because it's
Arsenal
tomorrow.
is not the same.
Let me ask you.
And
You,
the Arsenal funds.
Unfortunately, we have to wrap.
you won't answer the question. You won't answer the question.
Yes,
Short
the
term
governance.
or long term? Short term
what have
or
I
long
not
term?
answered?
What's the strategic plan? Where are we going? Tell Kenyans so that they have
They regress.
managing of expectation is what we're talking about, Carol.
Yeah.
So that as a president you don't
I
keep
didn't answer
being
that question.
hammered.
I've said this, so let me repeat because you
No,
say you've not heard.
you don't
We
have
are building at the base. We're building at the base of the game.
Okay.
Tell Kenyans that.
Tell
You're
Kenyans that.
managing the
I
expectation.
have said that. I have said that 1,000 times. The problem with you and Radul, you haven't listened to me. I said
No,
Radul,
So we're
you
building.
haven't
Nick,
listened
we're
to me.
building.
Nick, I've
We're
been quiet.
building.
Listen to me because we've lost 5-0. You don't want to listen to me.
No,
No.
Nick, I just want to say
Being
one thing.
hammered five.
Nick, can I just say one thing? You've talked about short term, long term. That's what I've seen. It's become a mix of mid, long term, which I have no idea what it means.
No. In your show right now, you asked me a question. I told you we're building at the base. I told
Okay.
you
Sour,
we're working on
sour.
the youth. I
So
told you
don't have
we're saying on the coaches.
Kenyans can
I
expect
said
to be
we're
hammered
adding the
6,
pool of
5,
players
10.
available so that we can compete. I've told you that, and many times, not once.
You see,
Okay,
managing of
we've had that.
expectation
We've
is
had that.
allowed.
Thank you, Nick. Unfortunately, we're out of time. I
Okay.
wish we could. Next
We
time we
could
have to have a
this
much longer
conversation forever.
discussion.
Okay.
We didn't even get to Harambee
Okay.
Starlets. We didn't even get to the FKF Premier League where clubs are going
They're
down.
in camp.
But that
Starlets are in camp.
we'll have
Starlets are in
another
camp.
we'll have another discussion on that because
Yeah.
we still have so many questions. But Nick, thanks for
Thanks for your
joining us
time.
here on the game plan.
Thank you so
and
much.
thank you guys. Keep your tweets coming in on hashtag the game plan. 4 games into World Cup qualifiers and Harambee Stars yet to register a win. Problems, solutions. You've heard what the president has had to say. What do you think about that? Keep your thoughts coming in. We'll see you after the break.